Hey y'all, I finally made it to alive. But the thing about this, what I said I was gonna do is I am going to have it private, and then I'm just gonna release it to y'all so I can get back in the swing of things of me just making my videos. So what I'm gonna be doing today is I'm gonna be doing some journal reading. It doesn't have a specific message, but it has some useful information in it, messages that y'all can use. So that's the point of this live slash video. Because it is live, it's just that during the Rooms to Go holiday sale, savings on it's just that I'm not gonna be sharing it with you guys. Anywho, so let me get going with this reading. Let's see where I want to start. Okay. Every thought is vibrating at a particular frequency. What's the going rate? Resonance frequency would be considered the specific frequency of that specific object or thought. Once you know the resonant frequency or a specific frequency of an object or thought, you can amplify its waves, making it so big that eventually it will break or destroy the object or thought. Frequency that breaks toxic behavior. I should have. Instead of trying to prove your worthiness, just feel worthy. Instead of trying to explain what went wrong, just let it go right. Instead of worrying about the stuff that is not happening, focus on the stuff that is happening, and the stuff that isn't happening will start to happen when you focus on the stuff that is happening. Belief is only a suggestion. Knowing is something you experience, which is your wisdom. Checkmate. I'm going to read that again. Belief is only a suggestion. Knowing is something you experience, which is your wisdom. Imagination is a real mindfuck experience. You only have to accept it and go with the flow. I'm going to read that again. Imagination is a real mindfuck experience. You only have to accept it and go with the flow. I don't agree with that. You don't have to accept imaginations that are not in your creation. Your persistence is what you think of yourself, and the inside, which reflects on the outside. Assumptions and persistence is all about making a choice and persisting in it. What you are experiencing right now was just an assumption a few years ago, and you persisted in it simply because you thought it to be true. False statements projected onto you by ignorant people are very unconscious, so you believe them unconsciously, and so that becomes your reality. Reality is only a repeated cycle of thought processes experienced by the observer. Reality is only a repeated cycle of thought processes experienced by the observer, the thinking, the feeler, and the projector. An assumption through false, if and it I'm gonna read that again. An assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into facts. That's what Neville Goddard said. The subconscious is a force that is utilized by the observer's mind. Your thoughts appears in your reality as your own manifestations. You might not remember you even thought or said it. You assume that you don't have any power and that it is okay. We all start unconscious and become more aware. I'm gonna read that again. You might not remember you even thought or said it. You assume that you didn't have any power, and that is okay. We all start unconscious, and become more aware. Look at your life right now and do an honest review. You persist only in imagination and do not care about what the external projection says. External projection would be the society, meaning other people's opinion of you, would be just anything outside of your own original thinking. Something that you know about yourself, that would be your internal messages. External messages come from the outside world. It says, okay, what the external projection says, do or feel like if it's not in alignment with your vision. Sooner or later, that assumption will harden into fact. All it requires is your frequent attention throughout the days. So, what this is talking about is how we create our reality out of our own thoughts, which is an imagination. Our thoughts changes frequently throughout the day, and based upon internal suggestions or external suggestions, we will be creating our reality. Okay, choose better and persist change. Choose better and persist to change your reality. Why there's delays? Why are there delays? Why are there delays? Why would they do that to me? Okay. The delay only occurs because of our association with the psychological time. Psychological time. As time is a made up time is made up in a mental concept. I say the only reason why we need time is to deal with the external reality, because without time, then we wouldn't get there at a precise time. We will always be late, or that's dealing with other people, or with yourself. If you want to schedule time, then you will set time. But other than that, it's still dealing with something external. Because in order for you to have a schedule, you have that schedule based upon something that's external. Meaning you have to go to the store, you got a doctor's appointment, you got to meet somebody. That's still with your personal time. Okay, we can't see ourselves having what we want instantly. So our belief in time is a great hindrance. We believe 1 minute and next we doubt. We have instant manifestation in the heart as a feeling of bliss and peace. Ours feel at ease when it comes to your reality, not the reality. Mentally, we become fulfilled and enjoy our life. Life is only energy. Reality is just a repeated manifestation of energy. I'm going to read that again. Life is only energy. Reality is just a repeated manifestation of energy. Only you, being in alignment, can restructure your imagination experiences. Your job is to be in your present moment to remove any blockages that can result from outdated energy projections. And what this saying is that if you want to remove certain thoughts, or if you want to recreate certain, I ain't gonna say recreate, if you want to create certain experience in your life, I always say don't look at the person, you have to look at their energy. So if you want to have a different experience in life, then you would have to restructure your energy and pay attention to other people's energy in order to create the reality that you want, because it's on an energy game. And when we're talking about energy, always talking about it is, the type of personality, their emotions, their lifestyle. Energy can come in so many different forms, but it's still energy. So if the energy that you are interacting with, if it don't coincide with what you're trying to create in your life, then some the more you keep allowing this energy around you, or if you keep allowing that certain type of emotion or thought surface within your mind, then you're going to keep recreating your reality with that type of energy. So you can tell if it's a blockage or not due to what's showing up in your life. The people, the experience, it's some of the things that are giving you signs about what's showing up in your life. Your job is to be present. Your job is to be in your present moments to remove any blockages that can result from outdated energy projections. So that would be something that's outdated because it no longer serves you. Anytime you're dealing with outdated energy, you will know it because you'll start feeling some type of way about it. Meaning in a like a negative way, it'll start, interfering with your mood. Only past cycles repeat. New cycles are a sign of mental stability. I'm gonna read that again. Only past cycles repeat. New cycles are a sign of mental stability. Once your mind is stable, your life will have to show the next results, the next level. Once your mind is stable, once your mind is stable, your life will have to show the next results, next level. Imagination has no time. Our memory has failed us tremendously because we've forgotten what we're capable of just by focus and thought alone. The beautiful days of mind fucks. Fulfillment takes time because of our programs and time and the association of 3D with time. Each desire has its own gestation period. What they're talking about is based upon whatever lifestyle you're trying to create, it does have a certain amount of time for it to evolve, for it to manifest within your life. They're just like, a baby. Their original gestation period is 9 months. So when they talk about the gestation period, it depends on how dedicated you are to getting that whatever you want into your life and you stand focused on it because everything does has a gestation period. We only have freedom of choice. What happens after we make our choice or assumption is not in our hands. Things are happening in your reality automatically because you persisted in your dream. They always talk about the dream world because within our minds, that's the real world. This outside is the illusion. Every illusion can be changed due to the real world, which is our mind. We thinking that the mind has a way of deceiving us, which that is true. The mind do has a way of deceiving us because we don't know ourselves. But also the external reality, it really has a way of deceiving us because the same exact thing, we don't know ourselves. So that's why when people start talking about know thyself and do what thy will, things of that sort, speaking on the occult knowledge and all that, and speaking of the Baphomet and stuff like that, all that is your internal power, which is the dark side, your shadow self. A lot of times we get afraid of our shadow self when in certain types of experience we be needing that darker version of ourselves. But I came to conclusions, a couple of years ago. Anything that was is within, that's already your dark self. Because the only way that it could be, externalized is by, you speaking it or you writing on paper, whatever way, it still has to be externalized because it's in darkness. It's within your mind. But they always say what's done in the dark comes to the light. You get it? What's in your mind, it comes to the light because of your emotions or because of the things you speak about or because of the people you around. What's done in the dark always has a way of showing itself, no matter how much you think it is in secrecy, because it's locked away in your own mind. But anyway, um, so our mind is the dream world. And in order to make our dreams come true, we use our minds to create things into the physical reality, which is also it a how can I say this? Just an externalized dream world, something that you can touch and feel and really experience outside of yourself. That's what the physical reality is for. But people get caught up on, what has been normalized and what we've been taught about dreams and about the physical reality and about government. And but the thing is, if you believe in it, it's true. Because only you can know and believe in things that you experience or things that you just feel in your heart is right for you. And so if you feel in your heart that this is right for you, excuse me, and this is your truth, then you're going to start acting upon those suggestions, those thoughts that's been given to you in order for you to believe, in order for them to manipulate you. That's how it works. But anyway, our job is to decide what we want and then let the higher being within us do the rest. We do not make anything happen in this world, but we are the directors of reality. Where we put our attention, predominantly, we manifest. Attention, when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to creating the reality that you want, it is very important because what you put your focus on, that is where your energy goes. And your energy is dictating what's showing up in your life. I keep saying that because it's so important. Your higher self is neutral, not logical. So it will manifest what you choose. So what it's saying here is that we have a source within us, like this genie within us. I say that too a lot of times. The genie within us, this power within us that has the capabilities of creating whatever you can think of. That's why they always talk about the imaginations. Our imagination. Our imagination is so powerful because it projects a vision. It projects things that we are feeling and seeing within, even if we are not aware of that, we are doing things within our physical reality ourselves. Our projection is not the, I'm gonna say our projection is like a alarm, or it's like this canvas, and our higher self is this spiritual being that says, okay, we're going to give you more of what you are vibrating. We're going to give you more of what you are imagining. We're going to give you more. With anything that has been created within this realm called Earth, it came from our imagination, or it came through our dreams, you know? And it's like people get confused, like, well, is a thought a dream? Is a thought our imagination? Absolutely, it is. Because even if it's something that was given to you, you still utilizing it to go about your day. You still utilizing this thought, these words, these signs and symbols to create the reality you want. Even if you unconscious of that's what you're doing, you doing it. Can't nobody else do this for you. That's why mind control and mind manipulation and all these deceptions are very important and fear within our society, because it is a way of us. It is a way for them to control how we think and feel about ourselves. And if they can control how we think and feel about ourselves, then they is controlling us. Yeah. So, uh, everybody is you pushed out. All right. Now, this concept right here is a very, very tricky one. Reason being because you know how they say when you look out into the world, it's only you. Can you imagine yourself being, um, separated from yourself? And that's what happened. It's like I said about the dark side or the shadow self, and then you got that your I got lost for words now, but you got your dark side and your shadow self, and then you got your higher self. That angelic self within you, that person that knows thyself. Once you become in tune with your higher self, then you can take on that personality that's within you, that's giving you information, that's telling you how to stay away from this person, that's telling you how to do this and do that. It only speaks to you. I don't want to get into it because I was just going to say something about when they used to talk about that God spoke to me and told me to tell you this. Sometimes things happen that way, but a lot of times people are fucking lying. They are. Because God can speak to you if He wants to. It's up to you to listen, which is your higher self. But sometimes it does, not all the time, it does take somebody else conveying a message to you because you got so many energy blockages going on that you can't hear your higher self. So, in your personal reality, you have complete dominion. You can change people and circumstances in yourself as you please. Now, what I want to say about that, you can change people. That would be, through suggestion, through it's something that person saw that you have going on in your life that they taking a light to. So based upon you just being yourself, that alone that's putting somebody under a spell if they are, taking a light to the personality they see and taking a light to anything that you're doing. That's spell work, but you don't know you doing it because anytime you can suggest something to somebody and they lean towards your way with your suggestions, that's spell work. Mhm. But they don't call it that. They just say, "Oh, you are a powerful influencer." That's the word they use for having a person under your hypnosis. They just say you are a powerful influencer. And so that's why if you're a powerful influencer, you get paid a lot of money because all you're doing is manipulating the mind. And you can do that in a positive way or a negative way. But we're moving on. The more prepared you are for whatever is coming your way, the more easily you can handle what's coming your way. And this comes from Dre Baldwin. I watch his YouTube channel. Yeah, we have some interesting information on that. Dre Baldwin. I'm going to read that again. The more prepared you are for whatever is coming your way, the more easily you can handle what's coming your way. And the more precise way to say this is when you're creating your reality, you are the one that's in sole control over the people, the environment, the thoughts you think, the music you listen to, the TV shows you watch, the books you read. You are in control over that. Therefore, you are the sole source of creating your reality. So that's how you are preparing yourself for what's to come because you are foreseeing, you are prophesizing your future. Yeah, you're prophesizing your future. So if you prophesize your future and you can say to yourself, this is what I want my future to look like, then you have to do the things that it takes to make sure your reality turns out, if not exactly similar to that reality that you see yourself living in the future. Begin to mentally prepare for the situation before it actually happens. Energy, attention, focus, alertness. space to move around mindfully and present. Mental resources. If you're way better than your, nah, don't want to do that. Let's see what can we do. Tuning into the inner show. Everything is gonna be okay. You didn't come this far to give up. I love you. This was a note to myself. Tuning into the inner show. Self care is working on your habits, mindset, and healing your past. It's removing toxic thoughts, people, and places in your life. It's living intentionally, purposefully, and consciously. The frequency of manifestation or the world of imagination. They always talk about imagination. I try to break that down as simple as I can about imagination, y'all. It's our own thoughts and emotions. Whatever we believe, that's what it is. That's what it is. And then sometimes people like a lot of people sometimes can go overboard with their imagination. Then that's when they call it that's delusional. But the name of the game is psych your own mind. Psych your own mind to make yourself to believe you're greater than what you think of yourself, which they say fake it until you make it. That's psyching your own mind, which that is a delusion because you're the one doing it to yourself though. Because a lot of people with this society, they, how can I say this? They go along to get along. They believe in so many delusional concepts to the point that they really believe that this reality is the main source of how we creating to get our material, goods or whatever in this physical plane. That's not true. Everything physical came from either the spiritual realm or us, how can I say, duplicating something that's already here that we didn't even have to give too much, energy towards because we saw that it was already out and you felt like maybe you could, do that particular product or service. But a lot of times, a lot of the new stuff, it comes from the spiritual world, which is not seen. Not seen. That's what they call esoteric knowledge, stuff that's hidden. The spiritual realm is esoteric knowledge, occult knowledge, because this is stuff like underground stuff that people don't really talk about within the main society. And if they do talk about it in the main society, they give you those notions of it's the devil, it's something negative. You'll become more mindful of what energy you allow into your environment. This will result many changes in your relationships and your work. Multi-dimensional self. When you move to higher dimensions, you'll work more consciously with your multi-dimensional self, which I call your higher self. This would allow you to become a conscious creator of your reality and speak your words into existence with the perfect knowing that it will be done. I'm going to read that again. This will allow you to become a conscious creator of your reality and speak your words into existence with the perfect knowing that it will be done. All of us are warlocks and witches because each of us are casting spells daily. We don't want to look at it like that because we wasn't taught that. But when you were in kindergarten, what they give you? Spelling words. They teach you how to read spells and signs and symbols. They teach us at a young age, but they don't normalize it into this is just the way society is. But each and every one of us, we are casting spells. Yes, we are casting spells. Mhm. We can cast spells that can, change our lives in the most grandest way, or we can cast spells that lock us in our own demise, lock us in our own hell, and have us thinking that it's something outside of us doing it. But like I said, anything that has been suggested to you, you first have to believe it. You first got to believe it. But that's why I am a big, 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 big fan of experimenting on things that I have discovered or that has been suggested to me. I experiment on stuff to see if it works for me. If it don't work for me, then I don't mess with it no more. I find another resource and I go from there. But yeah, higher consciousness. Your way of thinking shifts. Your mind becomes clear and you can see through the ego illusions. Eventually, you'll experience more likeness and space within your consciousness, and your mind will become more stable and calmer. Acceptance. The more you shift to the fifth dimension frequency, the more you are rooted in the present moment. I'm gonna read that again. The more you shift into the fifth dimension frequency, the more you're rooted in the present moment. And that is a big thing. People be so stuck in the past that you can't see what's going on, what's going on in your surroundings, what you're aware of. You're not a people be so stuck in what happened yesterday, which is the past, or what happened 20 minutes ago, which is the past, or what happened 20 years ago, which is the past, that you can't focus on what's happening now. I love to look at what's happening now. Now, I take this for instance. Like you go through situations and then a person say, I'm a changed person. Or, you know what, I'm going to do better starting today. Great. Love it. Tomorrow comes and I see the same thing. That's my past within my present moment within this day. So I'm like, no, this is not change. This is not no nothing. This is not a new beginning. This is not none of that. This is the same exact thing that I've been going through. And I know when a person change, it sometimes take a lot of patience and a lot of patience at this moment in my life. I ain't gonna say I ain't got patience, but my patience are thin when it comes to certain things and people. So yeah, so being present, it allows you to observe what's happening right now. Not what should be happening, but what is happening. And that's how so many people get bamboozled because they are in their head thinking about dinner, thinking about what they gotta do when they get off, thinking about what happened yesterday, 20 years ago, and they're not present. And so things starts to happen right there within their awareness that they're not aware of. And then they said, the devil did it. The devil did it. The devil didn't do it. Your consciousness being stuck in the past somewhere, that's what did it. You not being present. Being present is, I say being present is a superpower. Because I've noticed that a lot of people are not present. And that within itself is in some type of sleep mode. You're not woke. If you're not present around if you're not present about some of the simplest things that are going on within your surroundings, then you're asleep. You're asleep. You are asleep. Yes. But anyway, that's why they say stay woke, stay present, stay in your power. Know who you are. That way you will never be tricked. Never. Yeah, that's another thing. But we're moving on. Mm-hmm. You're more you're more accepting of your circumstances in your past. You see your life from a higher, more expanded consciousness that will help you accept yourself and others. So chosen programs of ascension, stepping into your inner power, frequency, energy, inner light, and the essence. Embody more of your soul's energy, your soul. Your soul is where your authentic self programs lies. That's why they be, meditation is very important because it taps into something deeper within yourself. And when it first happened, it's gonna amaze you because you didn't know that you could do it. But you've been in meditation with yourself, you sitting there just letting the thoughts just flow, letting your emotions just flow. You'll start to understand why you do the things you do, why you have the thoughts you have, why your emotions is all over the place, why your awareness is all over the place. You will begin to become present the more you get into meditation. That's what meditation is for. Becoming present, more present. Because the less present you are, the more you're sleepwalking. Thinking you know what's going on with yourself and you have no clue. Observer. Become an observer of your life. This will create a distance between you and your circumstances. That would allow your higher consciousness to come in and guide you to better choices. Choices. That's all life is about is choices. The more you understand yourself, the more you will be able to make better decisions, better choices. The less you know yourself, the more you're gonna have to take yourself into, experiences that's gonna teach you. I love challenging myself. That's what I call it, a challenge. If it was something that I've experienced and it was an outcome that, I wasn't real fond of, I'm like, okay, that was a learning moment for me to understand myself better. So when something like that come across me again, if it looks like that again, not this person, but that energy, if that energy come my way again, I'm already know, no, this is not for me. I have tested it and then it showed itself, and I'm fully aware of their energy. And that energy, I have leveled up from that type of energy. I'm on to another higher level of expanding my consciousness and evolving myself to a new reality. Being an observer allows you to not get stuck in 3D. Now, this is another journal reading. The cave you feel to enter is where your treasure lies. And as y'all can see, I'm not quoting dates and stuff like that, but these are very old. This quote keeps talking to me, and this is going to be my last reading. This quote keeps talking to me. I have to move, but where? Where do I go and have those results I'm looking for? This ain't the season for dead ends, but for prosperity, abundance, and success. I'm ready. I've been working on my people skills. Yeah, they don't know, but I do. I always utilize what's in your life to enhance your skills, your power, your magic. I get the game. I just have to create and stay in my lane. In order to get to my space, I have to get focused because my life truly depends on the right moves, choices, and people. Good vibes only. My creative flow. What does this consist of? I'm a grown ass kid. Yep. Whatever I'm about to do, it's gonna be a winner. It's gonna be the shit, and it's gonna be why I went through every last obstacle that I couldn't understand at those times in my life. My life is unique, and I will show up as that. My life force, my power, my brand, and my empire. I'm just getting in my flow watching a Andre 3000 video. So inspiring. I love the energy, the vibes, and the ambition. Yeah, I love the vibes and the ambition. My main goal is sacrifice now to my dreams. No holding back. Straight raw. Feed your spirit. What makes you vibrate higher? Only want what you're ready for. Take your time. Do not rush your success. Look at your data. Look at what your strengths are, your weaknesses. Look at what you gravitate to, what you should stay away from. This is your teaching method. You're energetic and powerful. Make content based upon the people, not yours. And that is the end. I might jump back on later and read some more out of my journal because my journals be heavy. I just be writing some of mine and some of the stuff that encourages me, and I feel like I can share with others. I said I was gonna do a coaching a binder where I combine all of the knowledge that I have, and I put it in a binder and you know share with others. But anywho, Hope you guys have a beautiful day. I am Mystic Lady Z, and I am signing off now. And oh yeah, today is November the 18th, 2022 at 2:08 p.m. I have to clock that time for my future references because these videos are very important to me because they are part of my growth process and my experiment of me, seeing how I improve and seeing where I need to improve. So yeah, so time, dates, all that. Because that's what we do on this realm called Earth, the 3D realm. We keep up with stuff like that to see our growth process, Yeah. No, well, not growth process, but to measure time. We keep up with stuff like that. So we can go back and see, was this the present or was it the past? Or how long has it been? But anywho, enough of that. See y'all in the next video. Hope y'all have a wonderful day.